All right, let's talk relationship psychology for just a second here. And I think a lot of us make the mistake of thinking that we don't need to know anything about it, that it's too complicated, it's too boring, I can't be bothered, can't put in the work. And it's okay, Jose. It's having a good relationship is as simple as just showing love, having good communication, liking each other, having fun. And I mean, on a superficial level, I'll agree with you, and those are important things in a relationship. But it depends. I mean, if you're somebody who's maybe struggled a lot in relationships, or you just can't make the progress or can't get to a certain point where you want to be, and maybe you've experienced this with several or countless women, and you're trying to figure it out, like, what is wrong? Is it me? Is it them? What the heck is it that I need to piece together? I think relationship psychology is a really good place to start, because it starts from within, right? It starts with you, and then it channels to what it is, how that's translating into relationships. So in this video, I want to give you 3 different pieces of advice, 3 assessments that I believe that you should do. None of these are proprietary to me. I've done them myself. They've helped me in the past, and they really get you in tune with not only who you are as an individual, but what it is that you have to offer somebody else. And even when you meet somebody and you're dating them and you're getting to know them, and potentially even in a relationship, and you're trying to figure out whether you're compatible for the long term. These are very important. So I'm going to give you 3 here, and I've got some notes that I've taken, so excuse me if I refer to them really quickly. But the first one is the 5 love languages. I think that's the most well-known, most common one that you may have heard of. And it's basically, it's an old book written by an author named Gary Chapman, and it outlines that there's 5 general ways that romantic partners express and experience love. And those 5 love languages are basically words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So we won't get into them. We'll leave that for separate training, separate video, but that's what the 5 languages are. I'm going to leave links for all these in the description below, by the way. So if you want to take these assessments, I highly recommend you do. I would start with this one, which is the most or the least complex of the 3, but that would be number 1. The second one is one that's called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. It's basically a personality assessment. And it's basically an introspective self-report, right? So it's a questionnaire that's going to indicate different psychological preferences of how you basically perceive the world, but also how you make decisions. And how it's going to do that is going to put you into one of 4 categories, like introversion, extroversion, sensing, intuition. It's going to measure your way of thinking and feeling, the way you judge and perceive things and people. And it's very interesting. So it's going to categorize you based on this questionnaire and help you understand, and help your partner even understand you. If you guys do this together in a relationship, it's very beneficial and very helpful. And then the third and final one that I want to recommend is one that was created by a clinical psychologist named Jordan Peterson. It's called Understand Myself. And basically what this one does is, it's another assessment report, and based on what he calls the Big 5 aspect scale. Same thing. It's a model that describes your personality through 5 factors, and those are, I wrote them down here because one is neuroticism, agreeableness, conscientiousness, openness, extroversion, and each one of these Big 5 have 10 aspects within them. So this one's a little bit more thorough and in-depth, but fascinating stuff, because you come away learning things that you didn't even realize about yourself, or you never stopped to think about things that may be beneficial or may have been hindering your progress in dating, in life, in relationships, in growing, and being able to connect with people and understand them. And this is huge when it comes to building a committed relationship with another person. So in my journey personally, when I was a single dad dating a few years ago and trying to figure out what women to date and how to understand them and be compatible, and bring something to the table, but also get what I was looking for. And a lot of this helped me, and I believe it can help you. So I'm highly encouraging you to take these, maybe not all at once, because I think it's going to be information overload. You're going to get overwhelmed. I would maybe, do one every month and kind of focus and learn a little bit about yourself first. And if you're in a relationship, then great, do it together and look at your partner's assessment and results and try to figure out how you guys can best work together, build on the relationship. And sometimes it'll, unfortunately, help you to realize that maybe you're not fit for each other. But it's better to learn that sooner rather than later, right? So that being said, I'm going to leave you, like I said, the links in the description below. As always, subscribe to the channel, support the content that I put out. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.